Toxic people are hard to spot and often so dangerous because they come in disguise. Toxic people are everywhere. They are hiding at work, in school, down the street, even in your own family, just waiting to do damage in your life. The question is, how can you spot a toxic person? Here are alarming signs the person you're with is toxic. Welcome to Upside, where we have fun facts for curious minds. To enjoy more of these videos, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell. First alarming sign, they're always the victim. Some people always have someone else to blame for their problems. Bad things and accidents happen to all of us sometimes, but some people are happy blaming everyone else for their problems, including those they should take personal responsibility for. Toxic people tend to project their feelings of inadequacy or insecurity towards the people closest to them rather than be accountable for these emotions. So chances are, whatever happens to them, it will be someone else's fault, including yours. Another sign that you have to be aware of, they try to control you by guilt tripping. They have this "you love me so you have to do this thing for me" attitude. Being emotionally bullied into doing something is another form of toxicity. If someone uses your care, love, or goodwill against you in order to gain for themselves, that person does not have your best interests at heart and might do you more damage in the long run than you think. Be careful how they disregard your boundaries. It's almost impossible to build a positive, supportive relationship with people who disregard your boundaries and don't even recognize when they're walking all over you. It does not matter if you've requested that they stop behaving a certain way. A toxic person will continue to behave in a way that violates your wishes. Toxic people will also expect you to come through for them regardless of the time of day and your own needs. You have to remember that your personal boundaries are the barriers that set you to separate yourself from the world around you. Your boundaries help you define you and ensure that you are protected from people who are hurtful, disrespectful, and invasive. People with healthy boundaries know their own limits and can express themselves. However, people with unhealthy boundaries pull on you in aggressive ways and don't know when to stop. Toxic people simply don't make you feel good. Assess yourself. How do you feel after talking with this person? How would you feel at the prospect of, say, spending an hour with them over lunch or coffee? If spending time with someone makes you tense or unhappy, there's a decent chance that this is a toxic person. So, if you feel negative, it's worth trying to figure out why. Maybe you simply need to be more open-minded about different viewpoints. But it could also be that this is a toxic person and you should listen to your intuition and just walk away. Another behavior that you have to look out for is they frequently lie. Frequent and intentional lying is a sign that a person is toxic and difficult to deal with. Most of us have found ourselves telling a white lie at some point in our lives. But if you discover that someone is deliberately misleading you, withholding or twisting information, or just downright lying, then watch out. If they're comfortable with telling small lies, then you won't know when to trust anything they say. Whether it's telling constant small or huge lies that affect your relationship, this kind of behavior can undermine any trust you have for them. And on the other side, honesty has actually been proven to improve your mental and physical health. Toxic people are gaslighters. A specific kind of lying. Gaslighting is when a person tries to create doubt about another person or group's reality. When being gaslighted, you'll find that you question your own memory or perception of events and sometimes even your own sanity. Gaslighting is a technique where someone makes you believe you're crazy. This can involve putting you down, keeping information from you, doubting your version of events, trivializing your opinion or feelings, lying to you, and calling you a liar. Gaslighting erodes your self-esteem over time, to the point where you doubt any feeling or opinion you have and rely on your abuser to decide the truth. Seventh sign of a toxic person, they never have a nice word to say about others. Everyone has their weaknesses, but most of us have far more good points than bad. And it's not difficult to focus on these. Unless, of course, you're a toxic person. There's a fine line between harmless gossip and just being a jerk, and a toxic person is happy to cross it. They rarely have a good word to say about anyone. So if you ever come across someone who is happy, even gleeful, to run other people down, be careful. Don't allow their words to form your opinion about others. The chances are that they're saying just as spiteful things about you when your back is turned. Let us continue with the fact that they're invasive. Most people are quite straightforward. You ask them a question and they'll give you the answer. But not a toxic person. They thrive on attention and drama and will happily lie at will. They also find strength in destabilizing others. They use this tactic to control others and cover up their inadequacies. So if you ever come across anyone who seems unable to give you a straight answer, who makes the most straightforward project seem convoluted, who hogs and sabotages every meeting, or who changes the subject whenever you ask for something, the chances are they're toxic. They're not nice to others. Don't get us wrong. Toxic people can be very charming, but only when it serves their purpose. If you're useful to them or they want something from you, they may be lovely, flattering even. Their attention can seem heady and overwhelming. But it's all a show. The clearest way to get a sense of someone's real character is to watch how they treat others, especially people who aren't useful to them and never will be. How nice are they to the guy that works in the gas station, to the postman, to the waitress in the cafe you sometimes go to for lunch? If you want to find out whether someone may be toxic or not, just observe their relationships with people who mean nothing to them and watch how polite, kind, or thoughtful they are. It's a good measure of how they may one day treat you if you cease to be useful to them. These people will also isolate you from others. Toxic people want you all to themselves. In their warped minds, you can't possibly like or devote your time and attention to more than one person. They also need to ensure their control remains intact and that no one else influences you or encourages you to have confidence in your own thoughts and opinions. So toxic people and abusers will often isolate their victims, and they'll do so subtly and progressively, making it hard to spot. How do they do this? You may notice them putting down other friends, family, or colleagues. They might dismiss or ridicule them, or if they're feeling particularly bold, tell you that these people aren't good for you or that they don't have your best interests at heart. They may even go as far as forbidding you to see them, usually with a healthy dose of emotional blackmail. By isolating you, a toxic person ensures that you're trapped in their world, where their version of events become the truth, and they can manipulate you more easily and ensure you don't escape their clutches. This might be the first time you might hear this, but toxic people know how to love bomb you. Sometimes a toxic person realizes they've pushed you too far and that they risk losing control of you. In these situations, they start a love bombing campaign. This campaign can involve showering you in compliments and affection, doing thoughtful things that show they really care, and making you feel bad for doubting them or considering breaking contact. Love bombing makes you feel special to that person, but that's its intention. It's such a powerful technique that you can't question it, for fear it will disappear, like a mirage. Instead, you're just grateful that your partner or friend is being so loving and willingly forget the weeks, months, or years of abuse you've formerly endured. However, love bombing doesn't last forever. Once the toxic person realizes you're safely back in their psychological grasp again, they'll cease and return to their old abusive ways. Upsiders, any other alarming signs of a toxic person that we can add to this list? We want to know your answers by leaving a comment down below. And for all you upsiders who want more upside videos, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell. If you find this video eye-opening, we know you'll have fun watching our video on top 10 things 99.9% of humans can't do. See you next time!